it's me fighting Conor, he's talking about my wife, talking about whatever. I'm like, on the camera, I'll be like, fuck this guy. And afterwards, I'm like, God damn, this guy is just printing me money right now.
Right. See, and I'm the total opposite, bro. I couldn't handle it. There's no way. Like,
if he said your wife is in my DMs, you're all sure she is, guy.
No, okay, I was maybe not that stuff. Like Colby, the shit that Colby was talking about with like Masvidal. No way. No way. I'd be on that dude's fucking front doorstep. There's no way we'd make it to a fight week.
All right, Jesse on Fire. Welcome back to the channel. So Conor McGregor called out Kamaru Usman, the big news of the day. And everybody's talking about that story, whether or not Conor's going to get that fight, what would happen if they did fight, Dana's response, etc. And we're no different here, except we have much better thoughts because we had Anthony Smith on the podcast today. Or, I mean, I don't even know if this is considered a podcast, on the show today. And Anthony Smith is a thought leader in mixed martial arts. And I had a really great time hosting him. He's a stud, man. The best thing about what I do now, I mean, you got to keep in mind, dude, my channel only blew up like a year ago. So I'm just now settling into like that I get to like rap out with Bisping sometimes, rap out with people like Anthony Smith. And it's awesome. With that out of the way, let's talk to Anthony Smith and let's talk about Conor and Kamaru. Dude, let's talk about Conor, dude. Cause I watched the interview with him right before. And, so the big headline is he definitely thinks that he's coming back into a title shot, but not against Charles or Gaethje. He wants to come in and immediately fight Kamaru, which that fight could happen, dude. Like if you're Kamaru and Ali, you're not taking that fucking fight. Take it in a heart. This free money.
For sure. Yeah, take that. Especially
I'm not saying that Conor couldn't win, but like you got to like that matchup better than your other options, and you're sure as hell going to like that paycheck better than any of the other ones.
You're going to like those pay-per-view points a whole lot better than you're going to like anything else. If I'm Usman, I take that in a heartbeat.
Yep.
If I'm Usman, I'm calling Dana today.
For sure. I texted Ali, actually. I texted him the interview. I was like, do you guys?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I mean,
start sending emails and shit.
That'll sell 1.5 easy. Like if
for sure.
1.6 maybe. I don't know what him and Dustin did, but like
Usman is so big too. Like I don't know if Conor, it's hard to tell. Like when you look at Kamaru on TV, he doesn't look that big. But when you get around him and like spend some time with him, like outside of camp, he is a big goddamn guy. I don't know how he makes.
What do you think he walks around at? Like 2 bills?
Yeah, for sure. He's 200 pounds all day.
And
so still shredded at 200.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't get fluffy.
Yeah.
He's not soft at all. Like I get heavy and like, I was injured for a while, so I'm a little soft now. But like, he looks like a larger version of what he looks like normally.
It's so crazy, dude. He's got incredible genetics and he's got the mind of a champion. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Wrestling too.
Yeah. I don't know what Conor's looking at. Cause like Conor's and let me just say it, like I am not a Conor hater. I fucking love watching Conor. Like I love Conor across the board. Because he makes the sport more interesting. It's not my job to like, be judging. I don't mean job or just like, it's not even my place, like judging what people are doing. If you spend your time, barring a few kind of weird examples, like judging what all professional fighters are doing out there outside of the cage, you're going to be spending a lot of energy that's wasted time. But as long as they're not doing certain shit that's super fucked up, then, are you making the show better? Conor's like Tiger Woods to golf. Like when Conor's in the mix, it makes it more exciting. It's just that simple.
Dude, I agree. Because my job on a lot of fronts is to talk about fighters and their lives and the things that they do. It does seem like I'm a hater a lot of the time. I literally couldn't give a fuck less what Conor's doing in his spare time. What his marriage looks like, who he's fucking. Like I don't care about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Same thing with John Jones. I never really talked about John Jones personally because I don't care what he does. That's all his business. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
When it comes out in the media and he's been arrested and he's headbutting cars and shit, like, we got to talk about that. But
yeah,
I'd rather not. It's not really my thing. But I think you're right. I think Conor does make things more interesting. And at the end of the day, we're all going to tune in when Conor fights because it's an important deal when it happens. So I think that'd be cool for Kamaru to get that fight. I do think it'd be way cooler to see Gaethje get it though.
I love that.
Not because even the matchup. I love the matchup. I think out of the three of them, that's the best stylistic matchup that we're going to get a barn burn out of.
Yeah.
But out of all those guys, Gaethje's kind of the one that's kind of left out in the cold that isn't rich. You know what I mean? Like Oliveira.
He got paid on the Khabib fight, right? Because he had the interim belt when he fought Khabib.
Yeah.
got points.
But
But
that's
yeah,
not
no, I
like
agree.
Conor money, or that's not Dustin Poirier money. That's it's a little different. So I think that, you know, if Gaethje could get over on Oliveira, which I'm not sure that he can, and we'll, you know, I think he's got a pretty good shot at it. But you know, Oliveira's had that Dustin Poirier check. Like, those are fat checks. So I don't think people realize how big of a draw Dustin actually is, you know. And
I
so
do
he was
now.
able to get pay-per-view points off that. I mean, that's perfect. So if Gaethje can get over on Oliveira and then get like a Conor fight, I think that kind of make the world right.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And well, I'll comment on the Dustin thing really quick, just because. So I was at 271 in Houston. When they stuck his face on the Jumbotron, people lost their goddamn mind. Like, he is a star, man. There's nothing that can catapult you better than beating the shit out of Conor McGregor, especially if it, like, people made it personal and all that, you know, like, and then, or as personal as it can be. Like, if it's me fighting Conor, he's talking about my wife, talking about whatever. I'm like, you know, on the camera, I'll be like, fuck this guy. And afterwards I'm like, God damn, this guy is just printing me money right now.
Right.
You know?
See, and I'm the total opposite, bro. I couldn't handle it. There's no way. Like,
if he said your wife is in my DMs, you're all sure she is, guy.
No. Okay. I was maybe not that stuff. Like Colby, the shit that Colby was talking about with like Masvidal. No way. I'd be on that dude's fucking front doorstep. There's no way we'd make it to a fight week.
If he did win against Kamaru Usman, you know, like, one thing I actually learned, I mean, I don't know if necessarily for the first time about Conor, but was notable to me in this interview, was they were talking about how the flag of each country where someone who has won the belt is on the belt or whatever. Right. And he was talking about how he's the reason that the Irish one is on there. And then he went through each country and knew off the top of his head which fighter had, you know, was the person from each of the countries. Like, and it wasn't like super, like, kind of, it was like he's a legitimate, like, historian of mixed martial arts, or
he is.
It shows that he thinks about legacy. Like, that really is how he views the career. It's about legacy, which is why I can understand it. 170, no one's ever won 3 belts at, you know, makes sense why that would be his goal.
Well, I think he knows the same thing that all of us know. If he can get into a title shot at 170 right away, that's a better shot than any fight he's going to have at 155.
You think so? You think he's got a better shot at beating Kamaru than he would at beating Gaethje or Charles?
No, I don't think so. I think that he couldn't slide right into a title shot.
Okay. I see what you mean. Like, he couldn't.
No, I was thinking about that question though, but as I went through the 155-pound division, and like, I know Conor's going to hate me if he ever hears me say this, but I've said it several times the last couple of weeks. If you go through the rankings 1 through 15, there might only be 2 people that Conor can beat.
You really think so? At 155?
Like 2. It's like 2 for sures, maybe 3 for sures. Like, I just break it down into categories. Like, there's some maybes, there's absolute no's, and there's absolute yeses. I only found like 3 absolute yeses.
Who were
a couple
they?
Maybes, lots of no's. Diego Fajeda, Conor probably beats him. As much as I love him, probably Dan Hooker, just because of his style. There was another one. Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
Was the for sure. And then that Gamrot kid, I think that was another one. So there's 4.
So you like RDA against him
now? Yeah.
I mean, Dariush and Islam are fucking nightmare. See, that's the thing about Kamaru. It's like, anybody
it's matchups for Conor right now.
Yeah.
Like, I think Oliveira, he's got a decent. Oliveira's a maybe.
Gaethje, he might be able to knock him out. Yeah, he could knock out Charles.
Yeah, Gaethje, hard no. Who else is? Who do we got up there? Michael Chandler, hard no. You know, there's.
So you think hard no on Chandler? I mean, and Chandler's my boy. I love Chandler.
Listen, I don't know what happened to Chandler, but he developed a chin out of nowhere. I thought he was getting a little bit chinny there for a minute, but you know, he took some hard shots from Gaethje.
He really did.
If that ability to absorb damage shows up, Chandler definitely beats Conor. If he can't take a shot, that's a problem.
That one that the one he didn't see against Oliveira put him down. But
and you're 100% right. He just didn't see it coming. But all the ones from Gaethje, he took some hard fucking shots from Gaethje. Conor's not going to put any harder of a shot on him than Gaethje did. Yeah, on anybody. So
that's true. And Conor doesn't really I've never, I mean, at least unless I'm forgetting, I've never seen him knock someone even down with a hook. He hits guys with straight punches. He sets them up with kicks.
Lots
and then
of
like,
straights.
And so, yeah, Chandler would see it coming.
Yeah, so I think Chandler does. I think Dariush and like in Islam, like you said, are just nightmare matchups. Like,
terrible.
Is Conor tougher and better on his feet? For sure. But those two styles are fucking damn near impossible for Conor to beat. He'd have to buzz them early. I mean, Islam, as you keep going down the rankings, you know what I mean? Like, there's not like even guys like who was that 55er they got knocked out by Kevin Lee.
Gilbert Gillespie.
Like even Gillespie probably beats him just because of the style, like his wrestling ability. Like he just shoots, take him down, wear him out, wear on him. Now, if he gets caught, like, maybe Gillespie's a maybe. But
the only thing that I would push back on, like now, because man, like Conor's career is actually really tricky, and maybe it's just because it's Conor that I'm giving him, this level of analysis. But like, if you go, so you got the Khabib fight where he gets taken down and gets smashed. You got Chad Mendes when Mendes was fresh, did a pretty good job taking him down. But like, if you look at he runs through Cowboy, but then like the first Dustin fight, he looked good. He just was not checking fucking calf kicks. And then his leg was a balloon. And then
it was a balloon.
and he goes down there. And then in the second fight, that when he stepped, like when he broke his ankle, he just stepped backwards and his ankle broke. And like, so there's gotta be a possibility that he pulled for that guillotine because he knew his ankle was fucked, maybe. And that's how Dustin got it to the ground.
Yeah, maybe. For sure. But I think Dustin got to take him before that too, though. Again, those are stylistic. The way that those fights are matching up, though, like you talk about Cowboy and Mendes and Dustin, those are all kind of favorable matchups. Mendes because of his size, but had Mendes been able to do that for 25 minutes, I think it looks like the entire first round. If he had the gas. Cowboy just kind of a stylistic. I mean, that's just favorable for Conor. And then even Poirier is not like a high level wrestler. He's got some decent jiu-jitsu, but he's not like he's not going to ground you and just control you. This is not his game. So I think there's just a lot of grapplers at the top of the division and a lot of hard hitters. And he's never going to. Gaethje, maybe that's a crapshoot. That might be a 50-50, just depending on how, if they just stand in front of each other, that's not a I just don't know I don't know. That's a level of violence. Like Conor talks about being violent. Gaethje actually is violent.
Gaethje is the most violent fucking.
I think Conor steps out of that fire. It's kind of what guys like Gaethje and me and some of the other guys in the UFC, like we kind of just set the octagon on fire and then just step into it, and we just dare someone else to step out first. And that's just kind of how we do it. Conor will absolutely step out first.
I think Conor, like against Gaethje, Conor would have to make spinning back kicks a central part of how he's going to set things up. Just because if he gets within range where he's throwing traditional like Muay Thai kicks, then that means Gaethje's throwing traditional Muay Thai kicks at him also.
Right. I was just going to say, the only thing Poirier can hurt his leg with kicks. You can guarantee Gaethje's going to.
The only thing that Conor can do where he could hit Gaethje, where Gaethje can't hit him back, would be spinning back kicks that I can think of, really. And then and it's not like you're to win a fight on spinning back kicks, but at the very least you could make it. Maybe
you could hurt him to the body or something.
But they get into a fucking slugfest.
That's bad news for Conor, for sure. He's more of a sniper. He wants to hit you. He wants to hit you from the outside. He wants to hit you on the move. He wants to make it pretty. He doesn't want to get ugly. He will. I'll give Conor the credit. He can dogfight when he has to.
He dogfought with Nate Diaz, but Nate Diaz isn't going to knock you out with a single shot
right. Like Gaethje's not the guy you want to dogfight with. Not at all.
Because he looks like
maybe I'm not giving Conor enough credit. I don't want to sound like I'm a Conor hater. The MMA world is better when Conor's in it. So I look forward to him coming back. I just hope that he doesn't take an opportunity from someone that really deserves it.
Depends on how you define deserve. It's like, it's like
would I rather see Conor fight Kamaru? For sure. Does Leon Edwards deserve it?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Well, I mean, I'm operating.
That's kind of the shitty part.
Yeah, I think Leon's next. Like,
I hope so. I hope so. And honestly, I think Kamaru Usman probably smashes him, but he deserves the right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Leon.
Who knows? Maybe I think Conor's going to fight International Fight Week, and at least that's what they're saying. Who knows? But that's what they're talking about. And if he gets a win, then maybe after that, we see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, sorry.
Oh, you're good. No, yeah. I mean, Leon. It's weird. I always just feel like I haven't seen Leon fight that much. But I'm like, no, okay, I saw that fight. But he was
kind of out for a while, right? With COVID and not being able to travel, and he was injured, and so he was down for a while.
He picked Nate Diaz apart, and then of course the notable portion of that was he got caught with a minute left, and then he's got a piston straight fucking cross, man. His cross comes out of nowhere. You just don't like. It's just
Man, he beat up on my boy Bilal pretty bad
before he stuck his eyeball out.
Yeah, for sure.